Oh, we're live now. Okay. Hey, everybody. We're back. I think this is episode 30.
39?
I thought it might have been 40.
Do we even know? What
I
day
don't-
is it?
I found out also that this was apparently the 1 year anniversary of episode 3 of this show. So doing my math, because we were by the week back in that year. So this is a year and 3 week anniversary of Fully Charged. So, hey, we made it. Obviously, we changed hosts from Sal the Ruin, but we're going strong, man. Once every 3 weeks or whatever we're doing, but that's fine. We're going to do the pre-season show. Everything starts next week, I guess. And we have 3 awesome guests joining us. But first, let's throw it to Ruin, find out how the King of TF2 is doing. What's up?
King of TF2. Hardly, my friend.
I call the Admirable the King of TF2. I need to come up with a nickname for you. Because Dummy's the Golden Boy of Gaming. Maybe you're the Golden Boy of TF2. I don't know. But how you doing?
The Golden Boy of TF2. You know what? I'll take it. I'm doing well. My voice is a little deeper now. I'm sick. So you can tell. I wish I could keep my voice like this permanently. But I'm ready. I'm ready to talk about some new haps, the things going on. But I guess we could just maybe get right into Dummy, now that you brought him up.
Well, let's introduce the rest of the lineup here.
No, wait, we have people here with us?
It's just us. No, we have three lovely nerds. Okay, so first let's start with the giant. That's not Michelangelo. That would be
Donatello.
Is it no? Donatello was purple, right?
I don't know, dude.
It is Michelangelo.
Yeah, it is Michelangelo. Okay, well we're the
Come on.
giant Michelangelo face. It's Zalox, who is now the demo on the best team in the world, apparently, or I guess best team in North America. My webcam was too low. What's up, Zalox?
Not much. Doing good.
Doing well. Good. And in the middle, we have Milo, who's like, everything behind him is in the shadows. He's actually outside in the pitch black. It's just him in front of his computer set up like outside. You are pocketing for, what's the name of that team?
Watch
Talking
that.
for Watch
Just-
This.
Watch This. Okay, so yeah, we'll immediately ask you about the dummy thing after we introduce Ninja Nick, who we were talking about because he was the last person to join the call. Ninja Nick, we tried to figure out if you've had 2 seasons of Invite before this season, because you were on Vector and then Brad's team last year, right?
Yeah.
So this is number 3.
Yes.
And they say I don't know this game, Ruin. Come on.
You don't.
I don't
I mean,
at all. All right, so I'm not gonna lie. I guess Ruin, you're with me. We've been both pretty busy. That's why we didn't do the show last week. I actually at this time was doing conferences. It was awful. So I've been trying to kind of catch up and see what exactly is going on with Invite. So we have 9 teams. ESA listened to us. They have 9 teams. Thank God for that. And it looks a little weird. We'll get into sort of what we think about it. But the thing that jumped out, I'm actually looking at the Team Fortress TV thread. Some guy named M. Is that Meb? I think it's Meb.
It's Mason.
Mason. He wrote this like long thing. It's actually really good about sort of the who's on what team. It's from a while ago, but it's still accurate. The thing that jumped out to me, I'll get to the point here, is that Dummy is back on the team with Clockwork and Blaze, who, from my memory, just kind of cut him from going to LAN like a month and a half ago. And Milo, you're on that team, so how the hell does that happen?
I don't know how exactly that went down last season, but I know that everything's fine now.
They're just cool, like they worked it out. Went to couples therapy.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Everything's fine now.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know the details, but what I do know is every now and again I would hear Dummy on whoever's stream, and sometimes he would kind of be pushing into the team and just kind of like,
Yeah.
almost like sort of raging a little bit. And I know that Clockwork and Blaze, they're friends. They like Dummy. I don't know. Maybe there's no one else, but they like him outside of TF2, and they're like, hey, well, there's no one else, or I don't know what the deal is. We could speculate, but
Lack of demos out there.
I know that they're like good friends though. Just maybe they had some. Because I thought he was done with the game.
Me
Dummy.
too.
I thought he was like, yeah, this is boring. I want to take a break, and then here he is again. But that's what everyone says. Everyone tries to quit the game, but what did they say in Inception? I can't quit you, or something like that. It's just like that infamous quote from Avatar. So, with that being said,
Well, how I want to know about your team, Milo, because it seems like that's the kind of theme I've heard Clockwork say probably more times than I've like inhaled Oxygen that he's going to quit TF2, and he's still around. So are you guys taking it seriously? You scrimming a lot? You guys ready? Because it looks like you guys are, in a top 3 position just based off the other teams that invite.
We haven't picked it up on the scrims yet, but we have been working kind of behind the scenes on improving our play. And as time goes on, you'll definitely see us as a top contender.
And just refresh, because just what you played Invite last season. I think you're one of the people that sort of made a name for themselves last season, played Pocket, I think, or maybe Roamer Pocket.
I played Pocket.
For what team?
Played on Solus.
Oh, with Zalox.
Yeah.
Sorry for that, man. All right, so I'm sure we'll head back to that team. Let's go to Zalox's team. Zalox, if you guys didn't know, is now the demo. He's got the enviable job of replacing Banny, I guess, on HRG, or I guess Team IT you guys are called now. Banny's moved to Scout, as we said before, and there was some talk, Zalox, about Banny going back to demo and moving RR to Roamer and kind of switching stuff around here, but I guess they settled on having you join demo. How did that happen? How did you end up on Team IT?
Well, I was trying out for a few teams, like at the end of the season, after the season ended last season, and I kind of resigned myself to not playing because I didn't find a team worth playing for, that putting the time in.
Yeah.
And I don't know, one night Banny just asked me if I wanted to try out, and I guess Tag had quit prior, and they were going to move RR to Roamer. So right. I tried out, and they were happy. They played with me. I played with all the guys before in Pugs and all that, so they were familiar how I played, and they decided they wanted to play with me, and I accepted.
And how is it?
It's a lot of fun, actually. This is the first time playing at this kind of level against the best players every scrim. Occasionally, we were on a team last season with Milo, and we'd only get to scrim the top teams like once a week or something and get crushed.
You guys are pretty competitive, though. Like, I don't know what place you finished in, like 7th to 10, but I remember casting and watching some of your games, and you guys put up a good fight. There was one game where you guys were, I forget if it was the Madmen or one of those teams that you were up big and then just kind of blew it, I think.
It was against Mix-Up.
It was against Mix-Up, yeah.
Last match on Viaduct.
Yeah, near the end we got better. It was definitely a noticeable improvement, but, we still, when people were trying, we'd get crushed and it wasn't fun. But now playing with people like Banny, Lansky, it's interesting to get their insight on how to lead a team and how things are run. It's definitely a lot better, and things are a lot smoother when you're playing in a combo like that.
You don't have to worry about as much, right?
Yeah, I don't
just
have to
kind of shoot things.
I just do what I do, which makes things a lot easier.
All right, so now we have Ninja Nick who also want to say hello to. Now, all right, I'm guessing this isn't your team name. Grape's team of people who really wanted to play an invite.
Show me the Monet.
Show me the
what it's
Monet.
called.
Okay.
I'm on like 5 different rosters. I'm sorry.
Okay, but this is your team, right? This is correct. Giggly Guy, Steve C, Mile High, Ranga, and Grape. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so how did this team come to be? It seems like it's AG, and then Giggly Guy, who's kind of he played for AG for a little bit, and then just kind of a collection of players. You guys wanted to put together a team?
Yeah, it was me and Grape after last season. Most of our team kind of is either on another team or they're like playing an open or something. Sean Bud left.
Right. Are they really an open? They're not in main? The Bud team?
I'm not. I don't know. Does anyone else know?
Sorry, I interrupted your thing. Keep going. We'll figure that out.
Last I heard, they were supposed to be an open.
But yeah, for the most part, like everyone either stopped playing TF2, like Z Brian or something, or like left and joined another team. So me and Grape wanted to make a team, and we got Ranga is Grape's friend from like 2 seasons ago, and Miles, my friend from Vector.
Yeah, Mile High is like the best. So, how have things been going for your team? We're gonna get into it in a little bit here. I'm gonna try to be kind. Like, I don't want to be rude to people because you're playing an invite, which is an accomplishment in itself. But it seems like there are these 3 established teams, and then there's like kind of these unknown teams. And I put your team in sort of the top end of these teams that I'm not really sure about. You have a lot of experienced players and players that are good. Like I've seen Grape; he's really good. How have scrims been going with you guys as far as heading into the season?
Pretty good. We've got, against like the 3 established teams, we haven't really gotten much progress. Like we've gotten rounds off every team, but we haven't been able to win any games against any other team, at least in scrims.
Yeah.
And as far as the other 5 teams, it's either been like more so rolls with the lower teams,
Right.
or just normal games.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, well, why don't we go down the list here and kind of, because I think this is the final. I don't know if we've ever gone over the final list of invite teams here. You guys correct me. Zeus, I'm sure you know more than I do at this point. Correct me if I'm wrong on these teams. We'll just kind of go down how this guy's laid out the thread, how Mason has laid out this thread for us here. So this is Rick's team of MGE All-Stars and people he thinks are good. Is there a real name for that, or
I think that's the
Root plus 6.
they're back to that name?
Wait, whose team?
This is like Rick's
Yeah.
team, I guess, with Loronix on it.
yeah. Technically, I think it's Root plus 6.
Yeah,
I don't know if they're
it's Root
keeping
plus
the
6.
name or not, but
Okay, so Root plus 6 or whatever. I like this name actually quite a bit, but I'm sure that it won't be that. Scout is Ant. Don't know who that is. Never heard of that person ever. But he says, incredible wonder child Scoutman. Is he really good?
I don't. I can tell you that I've played MGE against him, and if he's not some alias, if he's not S on my chest or whatever, he's fucking the greatest ever.
Is he really? He's really good? You guys...
No, he's pretty good. I mean, DM wise, but I mean, you can't just sneak in and be an overnight success. I mean, maybe he's literally the wonder child, and we'll see. But I mean, from UGC, like silver to invite, I guess.
What? Is that really? Okay, wow.
Yeah, I think so. So we'll see how that works out. We'll find out.
Okay, so then Loronix, who we're all very... Is this Loronix's first? He is an invite after all this time? So
I think he
last
quit.
season.
I don't think he's playing.
Oh. Wah wah. The wait continues. Romer is Marmaduke, who in the top 10. I'm not sure, Hughie, I think you're around here. I recorded the audio from the top 10. That's supposed to come out, I don't know, pretty soon, I guess. And I realized after the fact that I called Marmaduke Grills just regular Grills, who's a completely different person. So I'm not very good at this game. So Marmaduke is the roamer. He played last season. Rick, who I have a really funny story about, but I won't tell it because it's not, no one cares.
You're gonna do that? You're gonna do that?
It's
to us?
not, I mean, it's like when I used to play, we did these MGE lobbies when MGE was first starting. And Bright Rick was his name back then. He would come into the lobbies, and he was like the worst player of all the lobbies we ever played. We used to make fun of him, like, we got Bright Rick on our team, and now he's like a really good invite player. Whatever. Pocket is Dark Star, who I don't know who that is either.
Came from Open.
So we have some people making the jump. How's this team? You guys played him? Anyone?
Haven't played him.
Haven't played him somehow?
Maybe they're not playing yet. I don't know.
They're forked up to 60 a person to play. Hopefully they're going to take it seriously. Or it's waste of money. So nothing to say about this team, Root plus 6, no one knows?
Yeah, I think they don't scrim as of yet, so no one really knows what they're doing.
They're going to be the best when they start scrimming. You guys are done. Okay, team of people. This is Ninja Nick's team. Giggly Guy, Steve C. Scout, Mile High, Romer, Demo, Ranga, Grape, and Ninja Nick is the medic. Nick, you were on a team that a lot of people thought could be the fourth LAN team, or maybe some people have been favored to be on the LAN team. How does this team stack up to this current season's team stack up to that team from last season, in your opinion?
I think we came in like 5th last season. So I think technically this team stacks up either as well or better, but not like as in this current season we'll probably get around the same spot, either 4th or 5th or maybe 6th.
Okay.
But I think if this team were to play last team's team, it'd be pretty close. Maybe like the last team was better.
You'd have to
Right
do
now,
both.
though.
You and Gray
Yeah, right.
playing.
Well,
both
yeah,
sides.
right now. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. All right, so moving down, we have Fracture's team of tryhards. Don't know if their actual name. Anyone? Maybe just
I
the
think
tryhards.
We Love
I think their
Anime?
name is We Love Anime. Yeah.
Really? Well, I hope they lose. No.
So do I.
Scout is Hav and NJA.
I think it's Jav.
Yeah, Jab is
It's Jab, but I like saying Hav because
right now. I think it's Jab and Stradivarius.
Okay, well he's good. We know that. Sakura, who I know is a medic. That's all I know. Fun name to say, so I hope we get to cast him. Fracture and Demo, Pocket SS, and Medic is Sparrow. One of those teams that I don't know. They seem like invite might be a little high for them. Is that accurate or no?
I think they're the better of the worst teams, if that makes sense. But I mean, there's like 4 teams that are like pretty new to invite. So like out of those team, or at least they don't have as many experienced players.
Mhm.
So they're probably going to be near the bottom. But I think Jav's team, as new as they are, it's impressive how high they are in the ranking.
So how did it come about? Do you guys know how these teams were picked for invite? Was there a vote for all of them, or did Killing just kind of say, you guys are the lucky 5 or 4 or whatever? Just
Do you remember what we had to talk about?
oh, that's right. We talked to them.
Remember we asked and we didn't really, we got like kind of the runaround, but
right. So it was
he's
just
like,
kinda-
yeah, we're gonna fill the spots, don't worry. And because we were worried, like, what's gonna happen? Because we only know of like 4,
Right.
maybe 5 invite teams, and it just so happened that what we thought, which is they're gonna go and grab whoever is willing to play an invite, and toss them in there.
Is that
So
let's finish going through there, but we're going to talk about sort of the state of invite compared to other seasons here. So next we have Knights of Grills, who gives me some nostalgia because Boogie is a scout. Boogie, DJ Stu was here, he would start singing a song, but I won't. Boogie used to be a demo in like AG invite team like 8 seasons ago, so that's interesting. And Dennis the Menace, who has a hilarious voice. He's the other scout. Shootist, Roamer, Control F, Muffin is demo. Sure Shot is the pocket, another guy who I've played with forever, and one of the best League of Legends TF2 players. He used to be in like the top 20 or something. More you know. And Eldritch. We all remember Eldritch from the what's that team name with the Clockwork fiasco when they just had to have Eldritch play medic even though he'd never played before. So this team seems kind of random to me. Is this a team from before, or is this kind of like just a thrown together bunch of dudes that wanted to play?
I
Anyone
think it
know?
was a Savage team from just the people that wanted to play. Yeah,
They got second in IM last season, right? Or
Oh, did-
with
yeah, but
some group of
half the
players.
rosters changed. I think.
Huh. Okay. So you guys scrim against them? Zalox, you guys 5-0 it yet?
Yeah, we played them a few times. I think they're going to be one of those teams who might compete for the 5th or 6th spot in invite, probably.
Okay.
But yeah, nothing too. They're not awful.
They're not awful. I forgot 6 cuties here. Sorry. Bronze, who's one of the best Highlander scouts, and he should be pretty good in invite. I think he's good. Snailboat scout, Roamer, Ricky, demo.
that's Rick.
Pharaoh. No,
No, it's a different Ricky.
Okay.
I mean, it's a different Rick.
That's actually Ricky.
There's 2 Ricks.
Yes, Rick and Ricky.
Ricky with a 1.
Yeah. So there's another Sakura. So there's 2 Sakuras in invite. That's going to be fun for us. So there is a medic Sakura. I'm really good at this game. And Tone Pot is the pocket. So this is 6 cuties who were like 4th in IM last year, right, or something. I remember they lost to Mangachu's team when I casted them. So how are they an invite? This seems kind of a random invite
They're
team.
poll winners.
Yeah, they won the invite poll.
Oh, they did. Okay.
Yeah. I don't remember who the other team was in the invite poll, but I know they won.
Played against them, boys? Thoughts? Anyone?
Haven't played against them.
Really?
When I was thinking about playing potentially before the season was getting ramped up and before IT had finalized their roster, we played against them, and I think it was like 5-0s every time. So
For them beating you guys, right?
you're right, of course. So I mean, it's going to be another one of those teams that's going to be near the bottom of invite. But as long as these teams understand what they got into invite for, just the prestige of being in the league,
Is that
and that
it,
they
though?
want to stay there, then it will be good, because in the long run they'll improve. They need to play against the best players, the best teams in the game, and then they'll improve steadily over time. So as long-
Oh, sorry, got him. I thought you were.
no, it's cool. I wasn't talking. That's fine.
Fuck, I'm so bad. No, are you done? I'm sorry, I'm an asshole.
No, I was just gonna say, as long as they continue to do that, then they'll improve drastically. Rather than sitting in IM or main or whatever and playing the same old teams that they would potentially beat. So I think it's good, I guess, in the long run. Maybe kind of poopy now for the spectators, little poopy for the people in invite at the top because there's less competition. But I guess there's always only been like 4 teams that are semi similar in skill, I guess.
Okay. I was going to say, before I interrupted for no reason, because I'm tired as hell. Zalox, do you guys scrim these sort of the bottom 3 or 4 teams? These teams
Yeah.
that you guys do scrim them.
Yeah, I mean, if we obviously prefer to scrim mix up or Milo's team watch this, because it's a lot better of a game and we get more out of it. But if we can't find a scrim, we'll scrim any of those guys.
Okay.
We don't care.
So I've only seen you guys play mix-ups. I thought maybe like it's just like a 3-team kind of like invite within invite type of deal, and that's good. I'm glad that they're at least getting the chance to scrim the top teams as well. Okay, so let's do the watch this. We talked about it at the very beginning of the show, the dummy thing, which is still a complete mystery to me. Clockwork and Justin are scouts. Blaze is roamer. Dummy is the demo. And then Pocket is where's the roamer? Oh, Blaze. Sorry. Pocket is Milo in the call, and Medic is pure. So why is Brad medicing again? I thought he was kind of done with that. Or if he would medic.
Me too.
Why isn't he medicing for mix-up? I thought that was like a done deal from shows before. Do we know what happened?
I think he doesn't really want to be in the environment, is my guess. I think he wants to. Obviously, he wouldn't be playing on a team like this if he didn't want to compete. At least compete. I think he knew that when he was on Fully Torqued and Top Guns or whatever, Top Guns and etc.
That's right.
Yeah, both of those teams. That he wasn't really going to be finishing first. That he kind of knew in the back of his head that it just wasn't possible. But I think he expects with this new roster that they have the potential of taking first. Mm-hmm. So if I know Brad at all, or Pierre, for those who don't know his name, that he probably has a few tricks up his sleeve and will definitely want to do his best and do all he can in his power to make sure that his team succeeds. So, correct me if I'm wrong, Milo. He's a pretty passionate guy. He likes to get into it. What say ye?
Well,
definitely.
Can't say much because be spilling too many secrets, but he's definitely passionate about it. Definitely doing his best to make us get better.
What is it like pocketing for him? Because I still think that he's the best. Him and Shade have been the top two medics in my opinion for a long time, and Shade's not playing, so it'd be hard not to say that Brad's the best. How was the
definitely one of the best medics I've ever played with? Yeah.
Cool. Looking forward to that. How is it personality-wise? There's some big personalities that are people that have historically clashed with other people. Like Justin has been a guy who's kind of rubbed certain people the wrong way. Attitude's good. Clockwork's always ready to blow up, and Blaze and Dummy literally were at each other's throats like a month and a half ago. You guys are healthy and good?
Yeah, everything's fine.
All right.
Everyone has these ideas where our team's going to die in 2 weeks into the season, but everything's been going perfectly fine so far.
Ruin, was it you that issued the Iron Man challenge last season? Or was it somebody else?
The Iron Man challenge?
It must have been somebody else because you weren't hosting this with me before. Someone came on the show and was like, I think it was Platinum, was like, no dead teams this season. Let's do it. And then everyone died within 5 weeks, and it was a big joke. But I thought it was.
I don't think that was me.
All right, so yeah, my bad. We have mix-up. Squid is the scout, and that's sort of the big, the new to the team. And then Tyler's back roaming, which Seagull, Demo, Platinum, Pocket, Medic, Harbaloo. So we had Harbaloo on 4 weeks ago, talking about him getting cut. He is now back. So TF2 invite, just musical chairs of teams and craziness. How does Harbaloo end up getting cut and then a month later back starting? Does anyone have anything to say about that? Or is it just circumstance, like he's the best available?
Yeah, I don't think they really knew somebody that was just as good as Medic as Harbaloo is.
Yeah. Okay, Zalox, I want to ask you about Tyler's roaming, because I'm really behind here, but I watched the last couple days of you guys playing them on RR's stream. It's really cool that the top teams are streaming their scrims. Harbaloo was streaming last night. You guys, I think RR is streaming a lot, which is awesome. It seemed like Tyler's roamer was a little bit just not very good compared to how good of a player Tyler is. Have you guys noticed that playing against Mix-Up that the roamer's weak, or Tyler's roamer's not as good as it could be or something? I don't know. I'm trying to be...
Yeah, I understand. You're just trying to not call him shit. But
you feel free to if you want to. But.
He's definitely... he's obviously a really good player. When you see him hit rockets that no one else can hit, those air shots and everything like that, those are always really impressive. But he's definitely, as a roamer, he's not very successful, at least right now. He's played Pocket for so long. I'm sure it takes some time to adjust. But as a demo, like he telegraphs what he's gonna do at mids, and he's very easy to predict. Yeah, he's very predictable. I mean, I think that'll change. He'll get better because he's obviously good at video games, but right now he's definitely one of the weaker players on that team.
Ninja Nick, you've played against Mix Up for 2 seasons at least, going on 3. I don't know if you even scrimmed against them or at all. How do you think this Mix Up lineup compares to before? Better, worse, around the same?
We haven't really scrimmed Mix Up much. Yeah, like we've scrimmed IT a decent amount. Same with Justin and Pierre's team. But as far as everyone else, I don't think, or as Mix Up anyway, as the top contenders, I don't think we really know much about them.
Really? Okay. Oh, your team doesn't?
Yeah.
Milo, any thoughts about this form of Mix Up compared to others?
I mean, it'll never be as strong as what was it, like season 13 Mix Up, but
The Ruin Mix Up.
That was season 12.
it's definitely a number 1 team that could contend for first place.
Okay,
Yeah.
and the reigning.
I agree.
Oh, sorry.
No, hey,
Sorry, I'm lagging or
we
something.
can talk pretty extensively about just the top teams. We have enough time for that, but Mix Up, from what I've seen, like every now and then I'm able to pop into some streams and kind of just listen in, as you are, Seabear. I know you do that sometimes.
Sometimes.
But
Try.
yeah, I think Squid's good. He talks a lot. He's got great aim, so I think he'll fit in pretty well. And I definitely think that they can contend for first place. However, they still have the same problem that they've always had, which is, egos. There's just egos on the team. So, it's the same issue, and I want them to realize that so badly, because it will help them so much, and they'll grow so much more as a team
Can you talk about like a little more in depth of it? So they have egos that collide, and how does that prevent them from being better? They just don't listen to each other? Or
Well, the issue is people will call each other out, and it's not in a constructive manner. People will be like, "Oh, let me play your class for you." You can just kind of hear the inflection in their voice.
Right.
It's just like you can tell it's just not good. It's not a healthy environment to be in. I mean, that's part of the reason why I'm not playing, or why I didn't play season 14, is because of that. So, yeah, I mean, I think they can definitely win, but if they can get past that roadblock, then they'll be in much better shape than they are right now.
Huh. I've never heard that actually from anybody. It makes sense, I guess. One thing I wanted to ask, open to everybody, but Ruin, seems like you have inside track of Mix-Up knowledge. Wonder why. Is there enough heals to go around for Tyler, Siegel, and Platinum? Because they're all pocket players. I mean, Siegel played demo last season, did pretty well. It just seems like Tyler is going to want a lot of heals because he's always been the leading fragger of a team. Or is that okay?
I don't know that he really. I mean, you've played against him, Alex, way more than I have. Actually, I don't even think I have played against him. Maybe once. I mean, he's got great aim, but I mean, when we look at his track record in the past scrims, he's gone like 8-28.
It's hard.
Things like that. Scores like that. 8-21. It's just, and some he's played okay, gone even. Going even as a roamer is okay, for those of you who are wondering. But 8-28, not good. So, I mean, at that point, you have to change something. You have to look at your KD and go, what am I doing wrong? So, I'm sure he'll do that. Like Alex said, he's a smart guy. I've met him. He's nice. He's got a good head on his shoulders. He just probably needs to put down the Dota 2 for a minute and think about TF2 a little bit more.
I want you, man. They just released Medusa. Come on. All right, Team IT. Well, I mean, we can just go back and do anything we want to talk about with Invite. This is your reigning champion team. 4th place at 49 team with the changes. Banny, Shrugger, Scout pair. RR is your roamer. Some idiot named Zalox is a demo. Pocket is Lansky, and the medic is Indust. Indust, who has played more TF2 in the last week than I have in probably the last 2 years. And that's kind of awesome. And it's not even saying that he's played too much. I just don't play anymore. Zalox, we already kind of talked about what it's like. Kind of want to open it up to anybody. I think the big question is, how's Banny's scout? A lot of people said, just because watching him play Pugs and against him in Pugs, that he'd be the best scout in the game if he just played scout. Is that the case, guys? Is he the best scout in the game?
I don't think he's there yet,
Is he?
but he could.
Where would you rank him
definitely
in the
be there.
hierarchy of scouts, Milo? If you had to.
I'd definitely put Clockwork at 1.
Yeah.
And then I'd probably put him at 2, actually. And then I'd put like Enigma at 3.
Really? Wow.
Enigma's been somewhat underperforming lately, though, from what I've seen. Just saying.
I don't know. I think he just always plays the passive role, so he never has like the big numbers.
Is Banny playing a more aggressive scout, or is Shrugger playing the more aggressive scout?
Pretty sure he's playing the aggressive.
Yeah, Benny's definitely an aggressive scout for our team. Sugar plays more with the combo and sort of like sits by me and plays pretty passive.
You guys take turns baiting each other?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's good top level stuff. I was looking forward to when the season started. Is it's like absolutely thunderstorming right outside my window. Awesome. The thought of having Enigma and like Clockwork or Enigma and Ruin scout pairing against Banny and Shrugger and seeing how that kind of played out, because I think Team IT's scouts, at least the flank, seemed like they were the weakest part of the I-49 losses and stuff, but now they've, I guess, shorted up. What do we think compared to last IT? I know we have Zalex in here, so try not to offend him. He's got really thin skin, but how does this IT go up against the 16-0, 16-0 team of the last two? Anyone? Ninja Nick?
I think it's tough. Like, because Banny, not on demo. I don't know. I think a lot of people just don't know how he'll do on scout. But he's still a pretty good scout, but then you're losing a pretty good demo. I mean, Zalox is good, but he's not Banny. So, I don't know. It's tough to say.
Dang, right to his face.
You're not Banny.
Yeah, I don't know if you knew that.
You know?
Sorry.
I think the I-49 was kind of a wake-up call for Banny and crew. It was like, I think they went there and they were probably like, oh, we could lose to these teams, but in reality, I think they definitely expected to do better than third place. So when they got there and they realized that their playstyle didn't really work against those teams, that they could play passive, they could play the way that they did in NA, but the difference is that when you're going against players who all play aggressive and all hit their shots, that you'll lose.
Yeah.
In a passive playstyle. And Mix-Up may have done that in past seasons, maybe few seasons back, but I mean they've been kind of rocky ever since, and that was kind of a thing that they touted themselves as being able to do, is have that aggressive playstyle. But I think that's what they're going for this time. So I think some people are saying, well, I don't know if they'll be able to offset losing Banny on demo, but they're going to be a different team now. It's not the same play style. Banny used to sit back, always stay alive, put up traps, make sure to slow people down. But now Banny, he realizes the superior play style. He's going to want to be the playmaker, the one getting in. And then Zalex is already an aggressive demo, which is going to fit in just fine. All he needs to do is put out the damage. So everyone on the team already knows what they want to do. So I don't think it's going to affect them as much as people think, because Alex will work just as well as an aggressive demo.
Think they'll be better or worse? What do you think?
Better.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I think so too. Okay, so that's your teams. We've sat on that for a little bit. Why don't we? There's some other new stuff that we need to talk about. I was watching these streams, like I said, and I saw some Snakewater games, and I said, "What the hell do they do to Snakewater?" So, for all of you who don't know, like I didn't until yesterday, there's a new Snakewater, and I guess it's being played in the SCA. They changed things. Anyone know why, or have an opinion on the changes? Want to talk a little bit about it?
Let's get some of these fine-looking guests to talk.
Yeah,
what do you
Milo,
guys think about the changes?
Ninja
Why
Nick.
do you think they changed it?
I got it. I got this one.
Okay.
For Snakewater, I think because the guy wanted to get his map made official by Valve, so he
I
made
thought
some
it was.
changes.
It wasn't. Okay, I didn't.
No.
I thought it was
So-
final. Okay.
Yeah, so I guess he made those changes because Valve had some concerns with the map being too open and, whatever it was. I don't know what the reasons was, but he changed his mid, he changed second point mostly, and I think the drop-down area got removed. So the changes, from what I can tell, we scrimmed it a couple times against Mix-Up. I think it's a lot better of a map now. I think 2 is a lot better. I think removing the drop-down is an excellent addition. It gives you another entrance into pushing last, which is pretty hard to push right now, like in the old version. So I like the changes a lot.
Okay. Milo?
It's just they put the wall on second. I guess he did that to just make it so that it's harder to just sit your combo on train
Right.
or close to whatchamacallit, saw room,
Yeah.
and still be able to see through lore. And now you have to actually put a scout like on hut or on the ground to watch lore main. And the wall on last, it's pretty good because now you can just push in. You can push in further in left than you could before, so
So we have
it's a lot
two,
easier.
two you guys, the first two, you guys both like the changes? Because I've heard from everybody that I've talked to that it's like, oh, they broke it. It was bad, no, it's worse, etc. like that. I never really
I don't know
played
who
it.
you heard that from.
So it's better. That's the consensus?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'd
definitely
say it's
better.
better.
I didn't play it, so I don't know. Awesome. Ninja Nick, you agree that it's better? You like the
Yeah.
drop down and stuff?
Yeah, definitely. I think they made it easier to push last, and then they even made it easier to push out of last because they like made the spawns farther back for those spawning on mid. So it's just made it like easier, not as much of a stalemate between second to last.
Okay.
That's absolutely right. Pretty much what everyone said. To kind of recap on it, all of the changes, I haven't personally spoken to the map maker, but all of the changes from what I've seen have been to help the flow of the map. So, like what Milo said, you can't just sit in second and just watch them from every entrance. You can't sit in the little like cheese area or whatever, secret, whatever people call it, I don't know. And they can't like just watch both. Now you can sneak in, you can hold that uber longer, pushing into last. So it's going to be easier even if you have advantage, because some teams would just get popped right away if they had a sniper, or some teams would just, what if there's sticks? What if we're just getting spammed out and we have to pop early? It just makes it so that if there's an advantage, the advantage is more apparent. Like if you wipe them when they push your last, because their spawns further back, you can now cap second quicker. So the pacing will be much better. So I think we'll see much better games on Snakewater.
Okay, yeah, because I thought it was a little disappointing. Snakewater Week last season was kind of like not very good games. You guys want to talk any more about that? I guess they also changed Viaduct. Do you want to move on to talk about those changes? I don't even know. I have not seen it. That's what I heard from you guys before we went live. Is that right?
The major change on Viaduct, besides lighting, is you can no longer put stickies on one side of the metal sheets and it'll kill people on the other side. It doesn't work anymore.
Really? Can you? Wow. Isn't that kind of a sniper deterrent? But I guess it's not really a problem anymore.
Yeah,
So for
sniping
Power?
should be easier now, and especially people who just run up there and they just randomly die to a sticky traps on the other side.
I think it was more of a bug before.
Yeah.
So it just wasn't fixed.
Is there anything else that was changed other than that?
I don't think so. A little they made the sign taller, right? So you
Sign
can't.
cover.
Yeah.
Oh, right up in the front by the big rock in the.
Yeah,
right
so you can't like look over the top as heavy or something like that. You can't
Oh,
just
that's
like
good.
or whatever. So you can't look over the top as anything. But some people would do it as heavy and just peek and then know when to come out. So just they're all pretty good map changes.
Cool. That sounds like we're all in favor of that. I don't like more sniper though. Sniper on Viaduct always kind of, I don't know. It's fun, but then it's a lot of sitting back and getting picks and feeling dirty about watching it. The new map this season is help me. It's the
Coal plant?
Coal plant.
right. So it's the remake of Mackey's map. I'm blanking because I'm tired.
Asheville?
Asheville. You guys are all so smart at this game. Looks kind of like the CP version of Asheville, but then turned back into King of the Hill. Is that about right? Kind of.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thoughts on the map? It looks fun. Asheville is always fun until you guys figured out how to get like sentries in a door and heavies and shit.
Yeah, it's fun. We played it a few times, and I like it a lot. It is like Asheville, like the mids play exactly like Asheville. The big difference is the in-between spawn and the midpoint. It's a lot different, and I think it's going to be interesting to see how people play it in terms of like forward holds and stuff. But yeah, it's so far so good with that map.
It replaced G Pit, so rest in peace, Gravel Pit. Sucks, man. I missed it already, but seems like we're ushering in more King of the Hill. Ruin, you talked about how you like King of the Hill a lot in sixes, so you must be pretty happy with this. You like this map?
Yeah, I've played it a couple times. I think it's a pretty good map. I don't really think there was a lot wrong with Asheville, rather than it was ugly. And I think Cold Plant is it's a little prettier, I guess. It's darker.
It's dark, yeah.
It's like Hot Topic. But it's but it works.
That's right.
And I think the point, last time I checked, the point capped pretty slow, just in general. So it's kind of gonna cater a little more to like the fighting and less of just like sneaking the cap, because it's gonna be a lot harder to do that.
Are schedules released yet? I'm trying to think of. I was just trying
No.
to. They're not. So we don't know what maps are when.
Not
Nope.
yet.
Nope, not yet.
Hey, IT, you got to pay your fees there. Oh, you have. Okay, Ruin, you're on the roster, by the way.
Oh,
IT.
thank you
Did you know that?
for that. Thank
I
you
was
for that
told I'm
update.
on a. I'm on
Make
a
sure to
main
tweet
roster.
me live next time. Hashtag I'm on
Sorry.
IT. Thank you.
I was looking for the schedule. I want to see what was first. Okay, that's not out yet. Doesn't this start on Monday? So you, why?
When does it start? Killing,
got-
please respond.
It's got to be
No.
on Monday, right? I mean, I thought it started this week. That's why I was like, I was nervous that I haven't been around, and then I came back and it's. I think it's next week. I'm pretty sure.
I think registration got pushed back 2 weeks and it just ended like last night or the night before.
Really.
So
Yeah.
who knows when it's
See-
gonna start?
I'm told that there are less teams this season. That we've been doing this, and then we kind of went like this here. Maybe not like that, but a little bit down. Is it just because summer into fall, kids have school that they didn't have in the summer? Is there anything to be worried about, Ruin, guys? I don't know.
There's also the extra division. You have to count that in.
Is that I thought that would help though. Like more teams in open, would feel like they could be competitive. But then they get go up against the Bud squad and have Power snipe their fucking heads off and.
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen with that, but they'll probably win
Yeah,
if they're
it's-
actually in open, which I think they are. So
It's like
Yeah,
I
they are.
love those guys. They invited me to be on that team, and I'm like they're all my friends and everything. Truck, who's doing our streaming, is on that team, so But some about like the community team, like all these streamers, and then just beating the brains in of new players kind of seems like a counterintuitive, but whatever. I really don't care. Okay, so we were going to talk a little bit as we wind down here. I'm still giving away a pizza, by the way, so that's going to happen. It's going to happen. Someone donated me a pizza. It's Papa John's, so you get a Papa John's pizza. $20. Highlander, you guys all
what
play?
if we're in Canada?
You know Papa John's can within your phone?
They deliver here?
You could drive to the border and meet them like at the border and have them flip it over.
That's reasonable.
But I picture like a wall of trees in between the. No, Highlander. Do you guys want to talk a little bit about that? Where are we right now in Highlander? Because you guys all play, right?
Yeah.
Even Ruin plays.
Yeah, well, you
Yep.
knew that.
I knew that, but I don't.
You knew that.
Where are we in UGC?
What are we? Week 4?
Week 3 or 4, one of those.
What
Yeah, I
ti-
think it's 4.
Okay, how's it going? Any drama? Any news?
Well, we lost a match to, so the great Ginyu Force lost a match to Street Hoops, which I believe they were the second finishers in Open. At least the core of that team, very strong players. Paragon, Deadbolt, Skyrola, all very talented players. I know, yeah. I see you shaking your head like, I don't know who that is. They're good people.
Sounds like an invite
Just-
team this season. I
Just
don't know.
keep your eyes out. Keep your eyes peeled for those players in the future. They're very good, very respectable. But they will probably go undefeated in Highlander now, just because of the fact that you only play like each team once, pretty much.
Right.
So actually, you only play each team once. So we'll have to see them in the playoffs, won't we, Alex?
We will, yeah. We played on Gravel Pit and we played pretty awfully. And,
It was Gravel Pit you lost on?
yeah, I mean it's different in Highlander, I'd say, but it's still the same. It's the same upset map, and they definitely outplayed us.
Was
And
it
I think,
2-0?
yeah. I'll speak for Ruin in saying that we will look forward to playing them in the playoffs. Because
Yeah.
unfortunately, the way UGC is, you only play each team once.
You guys are Ninja Nick. You and Milo are both playing in Platt, right? Is that right? I thought that's what we said. Or maybe not.
I'm not.
You're
I'm not
not.
playing Highlander.
Have you ever played Highlander?
Pugs.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I actually just quit my team last week.
Well, we are accused often of not speaking enough on Highlander. I'd say like there's that much to say. How many weeks are there in the season? 8? 10?
I think 8.
So we're halfway through. We'll have to do one. We'll get Huey Lewis back on. Maybe get a DJC on.
We can do a Highlander 1 right before playoffs or something like that.
Oh,
so
we get
like 2 from now.
We'll get the team on that beat you guys. They sound like the
Yeah.
ones to talk. And the last thing we never talked about, Nations Cup Highlander, you guys won. America won. I didn't think you guys were going to win, and you did, so congratulations.
We're the best.
How did
That was
that
like 1,000 years ago.
we never talked about it, so...
Like, I actually just checked the calendar. That was over 1,000 years ago. You're a little late to that party,
sorry.
Sea Bear.
I was living in my mud hovel. I didn't know. I don't know. So is there anything you guys want to talk about for that? I never got to say congratulations. It's cool. You guys beat, what, France or something?
Yeah.
Who was that, the finals?
Yeah,
it was
France.
finals.
Was there anything you just beat them easily? I feel like that's a pretty good accomplishment with like 150 ping average against land pings. No? It was easy.
Is Alex?
Yeah, it was kind of hard. I think we had our toughest match the week before, or the week before that. I don't know which one it was, but it wasn't that difficult because I don't think Highlander's is big over there, and like the meta or whatever you want to call it in Highlander in Europe is pretty poor. It's more like the heal the heavy, to 450 and just keep the medi beam on him like a pub style. And
isn't that regular Highlander?
No, well, it's more like heal the demo and have him shit on everybody because Demo Man's the best class in Highlander. But yeah, it was fun. I don't know if we'll ever get paid by ETFTL.
You got money for it? I thought it was for Pride.
No, there was a €500 prize pot, and we haven't heard anything about that. And that was about a month ago. So
split 9 plus 4 ways for backups. So you're gonna get
we'll get fucking.
You get a copy like $80 or $90 or something. But that's
copy of Grand Theft Auto. So that's what you get.
I was told that it was going to be spent by some people on GNU to play 6s in ESEA.
Really?
Yeah, using the money you win to play more TF2.
Well, that's pretty awesome.
That's the way to do it. It's a cycle of life.
You gotta be careful to cancel that ESEA charge. They'll keep rebilling you, ETF2L. I swear to God, I keep getting... I paid for R5, a couple of their premiums for 1 month, like at the beginning of last season, and I'm still getting charged that after canceling like 8 times. I'm never going to get away from ESEA. They take my $8.99 or whatever that shit is, and just stop charging me. I haven't played any ESEA in like 2 years.
They could be just using your money to buy Bitcoins.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's probably it. I'm excited to see how the season starts. I would say look out for next week, week 1 on this map, but apparently we don't know. Killing hasn't hinted at what maps. You guys are just scrimming all the maps and just hoping that.
Well, it's Granary first. We know that.
Oh, you do.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's Granary first, but we don't know after that. So.
Okay. Well, then that makes my point move. So Granary first will be fun. Hopefully we get some good matches right off the bat here. But why don't we do shoutouts? Unless Ruined, there's anything you want to say. I don't know. I feel like we're good.
We can do our shoutouts. I think we pretty much talked about everything. It's kind of a shorter. I hate to say shorter. 50 minutes is short now.
Well,
I guess.
mean, there were 3 weeks, but not a whole lot has happened. And if they did, I was not here, and no one told me about it. So, I guess there's a TFTV Plus, which this being presented on the TFTV channel. I don't know what the hell you're supposed to. I get those benefits for free because I'm a green member. Look at me. But it's cool that there's even more. It's kind of like another premium service if you're subscription. If you're subscribed to the Twitch channel, $250 of that goes to Twitch, and all of the money will go to Enigma on the website, which is great. I know that I'm sure it takes a lot of money to keep this up and running. And for Kurt, who's always streaming everything, it gives him a little bit of payment for his hard work of sitting there listening to us talk and not being able to run away. But yeah, I guess that's not just sort of news. All right, let's just do shout-outs. And if we miss anything, we'll do it in 2 weeks. Right to left on my Skype, so we're going to start with Ninja Nick.
Shout-outs to Show Me the Monet, all you guys. Shout-outs to AMC. And someone just asked me for a shout-out. Fracture. Shout-out to Fracture.
With a PH. All right, Mr. Milo, the shadowed figure.
Shout out to my team, being the coolest dudes on the internet, and my very old team, 54 Bomb 99. Coolest dudes.
I remember that team.
I do too. Those were around. Bam, you've been playing for a long time. All right, Zalox.
Shout out to Chicago Bred, the grittiest soldier and Highlander, and shout out to Clanana for sponsoring Team It and play on our servers, MG It, Surf It, Jump It, all them. Thanks so much.
They already do. Everyone does. Okay. So, Ruin, if there's anything else you want to say, then I don't know.
Yeah, just real quick. I guess I know that we forgot to mention Alpha's team. We can just say really quick, Alpha's team
Oh yeah.
is.
Did we not talk about him at all?
We didn't talk
We
about
didn't.
him.
Oh, what a bad host I am.
Yeah, we're really bad people. But
Shout out
Just-
to them.
yeah. Shout out to them. That's Alpha, Mela, I believe Decimate, Sezco,
Badonsky.
Smacka, and Badonsky, if I'm
Yep.
not mistaken.
Yeah,
So
Badonsky.
Scouts.
yes, it is a lot of scouts. Hero quit and is being replaced by Sezco. So that's the deal. Sorry we missed that, guys. But yeah, so my shout out to everyone watching this right now. Those of you who are supporting Team Fortress TV through TFTV Plus, thank you so much for that. You make it possible for us to be here, and for subscribing to the Twitch channel as well. And thank you to Truck Chuck for putting this all together. Again, you are a gentleman. And guys, keep your eyes also peeled like an orange for my stream this weekend. I haven't been able to stream, but I have put some time aside to stream, and I'm going to entertain you guys this weekend. I got some stuff planned. So check that biz out, and we will see you in 2 weeks.
All right, so don't go anywhere. We're going to give out hats. I have a lot of stuff to give out. And this $20 Papa John's, Sesame Papa John's this time. Usually I give you the choice. If you're watching on the VOD, you want a chance to win stuff, you got to watch it live every other Wednesday at 7 Central, 8 Eastern, whatever. Thanks for watching, and we'll be right back. Damn, I have a million hats.